Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world or whatever time you decide to watch this video. Once again, we're back at the Black Community Blackboard page here on YouTube, where we try to highlight, well, not try to, where we highlight our hidden gems in the African American community, where we talk with the people that are doing positive things in our community, so we can set our narrative of the positive people who are doing positive things. So we're no longer waiting on the media to keep just showing our young black men, black and young black women, old black men, older black women being put in police cars to under deaths and all of that stuff. Um, Today we have a young man who's doing a lot of good things. But before we get in there, let me let you remind everybody this channel is dedicated to those hidden gems, like I said. So if there's anybody that you think that we need to interview, get out there so that we can give them their props now instead of talking about how good they were later on and all of that, or just a good narrative story that we need to put out there. Please get with us at a Black Community Blackboard at gmail.com, and that will all be in the description. Also, if you would like to support this page by just hitting like and subscribe, we thank you. So with that, today we have a young man, Chaz Amos. We were just talking before we went live, man. I met this young man. Well, didn't really meet him, but I ran across him last year on a community forum, and I tried to get in touch with him before we launched this because one thing I believe, as we were talking about, we need to keep in mind that the youth are going to be our leaders. That's how come we named this segment today, "Young, Gifted, and Black." And I was trying to get in touch with him because as us as elders and people who are becoming elders, we have to remember the youth are our future, and they're going to have to live with the decisions that they make. So I believe it's more important for us to talk to them and find out where their mindset is and help them get to where they're going with our experience, not just try to dictate to them and tell them this is where they should be. We have to be open-minded and hear their voices. We never got a chance to hook up, but as things happen, we got him on the show tonight. He's a Thurgood excuse me, y'all. He's a Thurgood Marshall graduate of 2020, CEO of I Love West Dayton. He's also a assistant coordinator with Mount Enan's Community Development Program, and also on the advisory board for the Dayton Young Black Professionals. So with that being said, Chaz, go ahead and give us your introduction and tell us a little bit of who you are.
Yeah, so first I want to say I appreciate you for having me on the show. I always appreciate the opportunity to contribute to, the voice of, what you said, the future. So my name is Chaz Amos. I am the founder and CEO of I Love West Dayton, which is a beautification initiative that targets West Dayton neighborhoods. Last year, when we started in July of 2020, we went all the way until October 31st and ended up collecting over 235,000 pounds of bulk and garbage across the West Side. And that was in partnership with the city and Dayton Young Black Professionals and many other organizations. I am, like you said, a Thurgood Marshall graduate. I'm a freshman at Sinclair Community College, currently in the UD program. And I'm an avid community leader. I love to organize, that's just who I am.
Okay. So as you were saying, you guys last year your initiative picked up all that trash on the west side. How often do you guys go out and do that? And do you have anything planned coming up soon?
So yeah, we started July 18th and we worked every Saturday for 2 to 3 hours. Depending on what the site was, where the site was. And this year we're starting on June 5th with actually a kickoff festival. So we're going to have different things that reflect the history and culture of West Dayton, as well as the present and the future. Okay. So, those are projects like building gardens and, implementing entryways in different West Dayton neighborhoods, all of the above.
So where do you plan on having this kickoff at?
So it'll be at Mount Enan.
Mount Enan.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that I put all of this in the description. And like I said, the Black Community Blackboard page is for us to come together on Facebook, us to come together and put our events out there as we try to develop a calendar for us. Because I believe
Okay.
it's more important for us to support each other and not be in competition. And a lot of times people think we're in competition and it's not even a fact. We just don't have any coordination where
Yeah.
I don't know what you might be doing and I might plan something that same day. So please, when we get finished, give me all the information about what you
Okay.
have coming up so we can make sure we get it on our calendar that we're trying to develop. And also, put it on our Facebook page and get it
Okay.
out there and have it in the description. So like, let's talk a little bit about what, if there is anything that you could change in our community right now, uh, or or what you foresee in the future for our community. Let's talk a little bit about that. What would you do to change it, and what are your plans to help keep changing our community in the future?
Well, one thing I'm always about is pride, right? So the way that one looks at their community, my whole mission is trying to rebuild pride in West Dayton. And, we as African Americans have to understand that now is our time. The spotlight is on African American communities. And if we don't use this to our advantage, if we don't use this to, help our own and help others who are in our space, then it will honestly just be a waste
Hmm.
because it's one thing to complain, it's one thing to talk about something,
Yeah,
but it's another thing to go out. And that's what, this whole I Love West Dayton thing is, a group of volunteers saying, we're not tired of seeing trash. We're tired of seeing trash and we're going to go and pick up that trash. So,
I like that what you said that um, just talking about the issue is not part of the solution. You have to get into the action, and that that's my motto, man. Because
um,
I got tired of, a couple years, well, 2019, I started my campaign and I ran, to some people say an unsuccessful campaign for county commissioner. To me and my other people that, we believe it was successful because, a person like me with my background and everything to get almost 20% of the vote in the county,
yeah,
we believe,
even
yeah,
to have that opportunity. Yeah, that's
right.
what's up.
And I got the reason, like you said, I got tired of hearing people complain. And I said, well, if I'm just complaining like them and I'm not doing nothing, I'm part of the problem. So,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that, I like to hear. Um, Check this out, man. Like, from the young black man perspective, only thing we usually hear about your generation is that you guys are just, lost, don't have any direction, and I believe that's a lie. I don't like to hear that false narrative and everything. I know it's more than just people like you who are out here in the community doing things. So, this is your time to
Yeah.
talk about some of your peers so that they understand that, it's not just always being in the back of a police car going to jail. So let's talk about some of that stuff.
Yeah. So there are people I know and people my age who are literally out here starting businesses left and right. That's what people don't see. While there are, and even I, I'm the kind of person, and I know that a lot of people, are not going to like this, but I am a person who believes in giving everyone a chance. You know, why why be a drug dealer? Why sell weed when you can learn how to build your own hemp farm? When you can go to school and get a degree, because that's what the world is going into. You know, it's inspiring to see. I mean, there are people who are selling hair, selling eyebrows, selling custom clothes, having their own business, laying their things out, taking care of things in life, you know, and that's what doesn't get noticed. And just to see that is, I mean, it makes me keep going because it's honestly a circle in a network, you know. Although everyone's not in the same path, you are in a way because having a business is serving your community at the end of the day, whether you're making money or not. Any need of that business or any service of that business is going to go to the greater good of the community.
And it also gives other people hope shots like, okay, if this guy started his own business, maybe I could start my own. And one
Yeah.
of the things that we have to do as a community, I believe, is that each one teach one, like the old African proverb. It takes
Mhm.
a village to raise a child, and some people might not like the way I believe. So I believe us as African Americans, we're still in the children's stage, because if you really get down to it, even though they say we've been free since the 1800s, we
Yeah.
really still haven't, achieved total freedom. So we're still in like I'm not going to say the infancy stage. We're more like, the preteen and the teenage stage, and it's taking us as a village to keep raising us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So like I appreciate what you're doing, man. Like so, what are some of the things that you plan have on the calendar, or coming up in the next couple months, or plan for this year?
Okay, so yeah, if you go to we actually just put our website up last week, ilovewestdayton.com, and we have a calendar right now. We are planning to kick off along with 10 weekends of neighborhood beautification efforts. So one of those projects will actually be the implementation of a garden at the Roosevelt South Memorial Site, which is a small garden. Well, used to be a small garden on Third Street, kind of closer to Church's Chicken and that car shop and everything. And we are going to implement a garden bed in partnership with Gym City Market, Kettering Health Network, the neighborhood association, so everyone's on board. And then we're also working on a door-to-door campaign to let people know, hey, we want your input. We don't want to just come in here and do something that you don't have any say on. So that's one of the things that we're definitely going to take time on this year. And another thing is the renovation of the entryway at 3rd Street and James H. McGee.
Mm.
So there we'll put a mulch bed up and potentially some flowers, like some perennials, different things like that. And actually a green space in that space, that empty space that's there next to the Dollar General there on 3rd Street.
Okay.
On top of our regular, cleaning of illegal dump sites, in partnership with the city and different things like that.
So if a person wanted to get involved, they could just go to your website, and is there a way that they can sign up to volunteer on there?
Yeah. Yeah, they can go to our website, they can donate, they can volunteer, they can all you do is put in your name, and your email, and then you'll be in our system.
Let me go on right now as I speak, so I can go
Yeah.
ahead and sign up. I believe in trying. I don't want to just talk. I
Yeah,
just
so
don't
go
want to
yeah,
talk.
go,
I
go
want
in
to
your
be a
search
part of.
bar and type in www.ilovewestdayton.com.
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. So also, like I see, yeah, I like your web page. I'm looking at it. People get on there right now if you can, volunteer, and if you can't, if you have money to give, also donate to these missions. What a lot of people don't realize is that these nonprofit organizations, they're running most of the time out of their CEO or their board's own pocket until they can get
Yeah.
donations. And I understand everybody doesn't have time to give sweat equity. That's a lot of time what we're looking for, a lot more than donations is sweat equity. There's bodies to come out, but if you can't give the time, please donate to his organization and also these other nonprofit organizations that are out there. So talking about the state of West Dayton right now, what if you have anything planned as far as, like, because I heard people talking about, you will be a good political leader in the future or anything like that. Anything like that on your horizon that you have any hopes for?
Yeah, but that's well, I'll say in the near future. I'm looking more as we get closer to 2030,
2030?
more in that bracket to potentially run for mayor, if not anything higher, depending on what my goals and plans are.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, hooking up with the right people now is the objective. If that's what your goal is, I believe, like everything, like the people I hang with in my network are going to help me make my goals come true.
Yeah.
So if you could choose you a mentor, I know you probably have a couple mentors now, but if you could choose you a mentor in the West Dayton community to help you move forward into your goal, who would that be? Or even talk about the mentors you have now.
Yeah, that would be one, the legacy of Bootsy Neal. Two, uh, Deja Demings, who is the founder and president of Dayton Young Black Professionals. She mentors me. We talk, almost nearly every day.
Okay.
And just these are people who help me with things that would potentially, if you go out to call somebody for half an hour, and you're getting some advice, you'll have to pay for that. People are out here, consulting, and I'm getting, a step up, being able to have those mentors, especially with Miss Bootsy, being able to work with her. We were the last people that she worked with before she passed. And one of the things that I'll never forget, one time the treasurer had shorted me 11 hours somehow, and I was missing like 187 or something like that out of my check. So she said, I understand you got payments and I understand you have bills, so I want you to come by and grab it. And when I got there, she had a contract ready on the table. Said, you gonna pay me this money next Friday. So we get to the Saturday where we had that Christmas box giveaway.
Right.
On the 19th, and she was there. That was the last time I saw her, and I actually got to give her the money back. And she passed on January 24th. And just being able to, a lot of what she taught me is going through me as we speak. So
she was a big force in our community, and she will be missed. But like you said, her legacy is working through you. So one thing I believe with our ancestors and everything like that, we honor them by keeping their dreams alive and also adding to their dreams with
yeah,
our own flavor to those dreams. So yeah, that's one thing I appreciate. So let's talk a little bit about like some of the things that you like I say that you see some of your peers doing that don't get recognized. So like I one of the companies that I highlighted on here about a month ago was Express It brand clothing and everything.
okay, yeah. Actually, he's working on a I Love West Dayton hoodie for me. So
Okay.
yeah, I reached out to him and got a hoodie design, and actually looking to him once we further progress, start some kind of partnership where we have our staff and different people, or even have people able to buy some hoodies. And then I also want to point out his name is Jeremiah Ransom. He has a business called JR Productions. He does visual arts and website designs. He's the person who helped me with the website that you see. I of course there were little tweaks that had to be done, but he made the platform for that website. So he's about 16 or 17, I believe.
Okay.
And he has great skill. I know someone who is actually making tie-dye shirts, right? So they're tie-dye shirts with their own emblem on. I can't think of her business. I think it's called Berserk. Yeah, Bezerk. And they're actually operating up in, it's my friend, she goes to Eastern Michigan University, but she is, her stuff is online and she's able to ship it to, wherever. So just, she's in college, and just people that are younger than me are really out here making things happen.
And that's what we need to hear. That's the narrative that we, this network and this channel is trying to get out there. Let people know that you guys are doing, you guys are doing an excellent job of trying.
Yeah.
And one thing, to a point, I'm envious of is that you guys have so much, you know, information right at the palm of your hands. You know,
Yeah.
this internet age, and you got the way you guys know how to navigate through it and everything. Because my daughter keeps telling me I'm behind the sign. I'm like, babe, you know, I'm supposed to be. I don't I don't know nothing about this
Hey,
stuff. And you know, you guys have so much more information at your. You know, we had the same information, but we couldn't get to it as at the age that you guys are doing. And I appreciate watching some of you younger ones get to it and use it. So like
yeah.
one of the things that you know I want to talk about before we, because I know you got to get ready for class and everything in a few minutes. But one of
Yeah.
the things I want to talk about is like, you know, forming partnerships and everything. I've heard you say who you collaborating with on the different things. Well, let's talk about the importance of different organizations working with each other, because you know, like I said earlier in this interview and what we talked about before we went online, it's like a
Yeah.
lot of times people think that different organizations are in competition, and a lot of times that's not the case. I will say there are some egos out there, but those, you know, we still work with those people too. But let's talk about the importance of collaborating with people, and are there some organizations out there that you, if you're not working with, that you would like to work with?
Yeah.
Who would they be?
So I mean, on top of the organizations that we're partnered with, like the University of Dayton, I potentially would like to seek a partnership with the Hub, the arcade. Actually, just got in touch with a woman who reached out to me about coming to tour the arcade and what they can do to support our efforts. Uh, and I want to get some of these corporations on board. You know, some of these major corporations that are in our community. You know, whether it's something like $400 or $500 or some supplies. You know, can we reach out to Ace Hardware on Main Street and ask for 5 or 6 rakes,
Hmm.
you know, 5 or 6 shovels, building those kind of relationships, like, hey, and it's also not just building a relationship, it's holding these businesses accountable,
There it is.
you know, because you're in our community and you're profiting from our community. What are you doing to put back to where you are, you know? And that's what, even though it's not their obligation, it's still a charge that is held to them by the community that's within. So
Okay. Um, Before we wrap up, this the kickoff June the 5th
yeah,
at Mount Enon Church, correct?
yeah,
And
12 to
you
6, 12 to 6 p.m.,
12 to 6.
1501 West 3rd Street.
Okay. And also, like, when you get ready to work on the entranceway to right there at 3rd Street and James H. McGee, have you have a time or a date set for that yet?
No. Everything will be put on our calendar when it gets, you know, kind of closer to May to June, because we're kicking off in June and ended. We're going June 5th to August. Well, June 5th is just the kickoff. It's kind of like a fundraiser. And then after that, we're continuing every weekend through August 7th.
Okay. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing things that you're doing, and any way that we can help out with, you know, with the 2 organizations that I'm part of right now. We'd be more than glad, you know, that even if it's just like getting the word out. One thing about it is like some of the participants that we have in Felons with a Future, they have no problem doing community work, because you know we talk about, as we build your network for your business, those things are important, that people can get out there and say, oh, okay, this is who this is, and they will support your business a little bit more. So just keep
Yeah.
us in mind when you get ready to do that. Get in touch with me, and we see what
Okay.
we can help do to help. So you know, before we wrap up, is there anything? What your closing remarks? What would you like to tell the community?
That, you know, I believe in working with everyone. You know, if everyone believes in working with me, you know, uh, that's the only way that a community will thrive. Understanding that even though we disagree with someone, we either go our separate ways and do our own thing and just leave them alone. You know, not bash them, don't bash anyone, don't knock anyone for doing what they're doing, and just, you know, uh, talk less, do more. That's what I'll end with.
I like that. I'm going to put it out here publicly right now and invite you because we need your voice. Black Community Blackboard, in conjunction with a couple other organizations, put on community forums and also political forums once a quarter.
Okay.
April 25th is going to be when we're doing our next political forum. And I would like for
Okay.
you to come on and be one of the moderators. That way we can have some of the youth instead of all of us old gray haired
Okay.
people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way you can talk about some of the things that are important to you. And also when we get ready to do our other community forum, come on there and talk about, I'll get you the date for the community forum. Talk about what your organization is doing. That way we can let the community know, hey, these are some resources that you can use. So
Okay.
I appreciate you taking the time. I've been
Yeah.
monitoring the time because I know you got to get ready to get to class and
Nah, you're
everything.
good. You're good. I appreciate that the
Yeah. And
opportunity. You know.
later on this year we're going to get you back on as you get closer to doing some of your events or even after the event, so we can talk about some of the successes of the events. That way we can keep the momentum going and let the people know that this is what you're doing, and hopefully
Okay.
just help the movement keep growing.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
again, I thank you for taking the time. And for everybody out here, if you have somebody that you think that needs to be highlighted, please get with us at blackcommunityblackboard@gmail.com. Also, like and hit the subscription button on this. Pass this channel on to your friends. Let's get this channel growing so that people know that, look, we are starting to control our own narrative. We're no longer waiting on the mass media to keep on making us look like we're
Yeah.
savages and just criminals, because we have, like we just witnessed today, young black men who are doing plenty of good things in the community. We need to support these people. His organizations, I love westdayton.com. We'll have that in the description. Go on there, sign up to do some volunteer work, hit the donation button, even hit the donation button for this channel so that we can keep putting out the content that we're putting out, so that people can keep on coming on here and talk about the wonderful good things that they're doing in our community. With that, I'm going to sign off. You'll all have a good day. Thank
All
you.
right.